I'm waiting to see when Facebook. Yes. Hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper. My name is Jackie Vandersar-Boot. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in both Canada and in Europe. And today is Monday. Happy Monday to you. Some people have a hard time with Mondays, getting back into the routine of the week. But I love Mondays. Mondays is Cheer Corner because I firmly believe that together we can change the world one card at a time so we can cheer people up. I just sent a stack of cards in the mail with Gerard, and I didn't have time to get on my bike and go to the mailbox. Terrible, eh? But he was going out, so he's got my back. Anyway, today I have a fun fold for you, and my fun folds, I love them when they're easy and adaptable. And this one definitely is. So when I get started with this card, hopefully you're going to play along with me. And I want you to think about who you're going to give this card to. Send the card to someone for no reason at all except to let them know that they are seen and loved and you're thinking about them. So let's get started. I'm going to switch my screen. And that didn't work. There we go. Look at that. You get to see my glass mat. My glass mat is lots of fun. So I'm going to show you. I want to play with the Painterly Pears paper. Now, isn't that just gorgeous? Now, what's kind of killing me just a little bit is that this is all I have to play with in the Netherlands. The stamp set and the dies are waiting for me in Canada. Since I'm a demonstrator in both countries, I also have to maintain my quarterly minimums. As a demonstrator, you have to spend or sell so much every 3 months in order to stay active as a demonstrator. And my main business is in Canada. My business in Europe is growing, but yeah. So I can't afford to buy everything twice, and I have to keep my minimums up in Canada. So a lot of stuff is waiting for me when I get there. But I want to show you that you might be on a restricted budget. None of us can buy everything that we want. Very few of us do. And I think that when you can, you might not even be that happy about it. Hi, Kathy. Is there a charge for sending stars? Yes. I think they are 1 cent per star. So let's say you send me 99 stars, you're sending me 99 cents. So it's the same way you would tip a server in America. In Europe, they don't do so much tipping, although I have noticed that people will round up, but there isn't a percentage of tipping that's expected in Europe. But Facebook offers this because a lot of people like to support the people who inspire them. So that's why you can send stars. Thanks for the question, Kathy. That's really kind. So hi, Lori. It's nice to see you. So you can send as many stars as you like, but you can also just support me by purchasing my tutorials. Then you get something for it. So that's another option. Anyway, however which way you decide to support me in my business, makes me very happy and grateful. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go over the measurements again. I've already cut some paper, but don't worry, I'm going to walk you through this. I'm just going to put this aside. So you need pattern paper that is either 12. I've done measurements in both inches and centimeters for both countries. So we have our pattern paper. Let me find my other sticky note because I have it in centimeters too, or at least I thought I did. Oh yeah, I do. It's on the same paper. Okay, so here are my two. The 5.5 by 12 is the plaid here. It's actually the same paper, see? But I made a mistake. I'm not so logical. So when I did the scoring, I thought in order to have the pattern on top, I wanted to do it upside down. That doesn't work. So keep the right side up. So 5.5 inches by 12 inches or 14.85 by 29.5. So I cut a centimeter off the 12-inch sheet of paper for my European card, okay? Then we are going to score it, and don't worry, I'm going to walk through this again. You are going to score your designer series paper at 1 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7 3/4, or at 4 centimeters, 11.5 centimeters, and 19 centimeters. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. And don't worry, this is also posted in a picture on my page, but when you score it, it's going to fold to look like this. So that's this way, or this is what I intended. I wanted the pears to be more prominent. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay, then we want to put contrasting cardstock inside. So the contrasting cardstock is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Hello, Ani out Ceylon. Yes, do Honsvik. See, I'm going to look that up. Thanks, honey. I mean, Ani, for telling me exactly where you're from in Zeeland. Make sure you tell everyone where you're from, guys. So the contrasting cardstock is 4 inches by 5 1/4, or 10 centimeters by 14.35. So I put the mossy meadow in here, see, and then when it closes, then it's not all the pairs. You can see a lot. And then in this one, I put the petal pink, see, because then it picks up the colors in there. So either way, they're beautiful, see, side by side. Then you want a piece of white cardstock that is 3 3/4 by 5, or 9.5 centimeters by 13.85. So let's just take these apart. This one is going to go in here. Don't worry, I'm going to actually do this. I'm just showing you kind of what it looks like roughly. And then this one is going to go in here. Okay. So now we need a way to make this stay together. And that is the belly band. So I made the belly band in the European one a little bit wider because it's a taller card. So the belly band, and I thought it would be fun to do it in vellum, okay? West Missouri, Cataline from Oostdijk, Zeeland. Yes, beautiful places. So the vellum belly band is 1 1/4 by 9 1/2 for North America, and 3.5 centimeters by 24 centimeters in Europe or Australia. And then look at this. Well, I shouldn't give it away. I don't do anything with this yet. Okay, we're going to put it all to the side, and I'm going to show you. The one I'm going to cut is going to be, I'm not going to do it all twice. That's just too much for me. I want to do this one because you want to pick a paper that has a side that you also want to feature in your card. If they go together well, that's perfect. So we're going to cut this at 5 1/2. And you want to make sure that your pattern is going up and down. You don't want your pair sideways. So 5 1/2. There. Make sure your paper is nice and tight up against this ridge here. That keeps it straight. And the dark cutting blade is the cutting one. So 5 1/2. And then we are going to score at 1 3/4. And then the scoring blade, you want to make sure that black one is well out of the way. Make sure that black one is gone. And make sure you're right on the 1 3/4. There we go. 1 3/4. And you want to just go back and forth a few times. Don't press too hard. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Linda. Hi, Marina. And Lanny. Is it Lanny or Lonnie? From the Philippines. How exciting is that, Lonnie? Welcome. Not that all the rest of you aren't exciting, but I have never had someone from the Philippines. All right. I digress. So 7 3/4. There we go. And that's it. All right. So now, watch this. Let me just move my paper trimmer out of the way. And I did think I had a block at the ready because I was going to stamp with you, and I am. So we're just going to fold this part first because this is actually the base of your card, this piece here. So I'm folding it, and if you don't have a bone folder and you don't want it, if you want to spend, when I started stamping, when I first started, hi Sharon from Minnesota, hello Dana from Wisconsin, oh so nice to see you all. I didn't want to spend money on tools that I could use something else for. I wanted to spend as much money as possible on new stamps and other colors of ink. So I'm just scoring on all the score lines, and I'm not scoring, I can't think of the word. Burnishing? Yeah, that's the word. Burnishing. I'm pressing this flat so I get a nice sharp crease. See? And then it opens up. Just beautiful. All right. So now I have a problem because, well, I guess I could do this. Yeah. I'm not sure if I like the peach color with that yellow. I think I would rather do Darling Duckling in the inside to coordinate. Okay, so I'm not going to do this piece, but now you've seen, I will finish this card later, but you can see how just with different pieces of paper from the same set of DSP, you get different. See, I'm going to do one more for you, and then we're going to put it all together. Okay, hi Kathy from Newfoundland. Hello Leanne from Chatham, Ontario. All right, one more piece, then that's this gorgeous yellow one here. And you know what, in order to keep it all fair, I'm going to do this one in European measurements, okay? I just have to find it. Ha, okay. So now we're cutting at 14.85. And I know some of my European friends, they go to 14.8, but 14.85 is the exact half. Okay, and I just had to do that. 14.85, and then we're going to cut a centimeter off. So right here is the 1 centimeter. See, and you'll notice there you can measure on both sides of your cutting board. So if you're measuring a little piece, this one goes to almost 3.84 centimeters. You want to go on that side for like up to 1 1/4 inch, 1 3/8 inches. You want to measure on the right-hand side. But that is also just a bonus little information. Okay, so now we're going to go to 4 centimeters, 4, 11.5, and 19. There we go. And then I'm just going to put my cutter away. If we have time at the end, I'm going to show you this card with a totally different piece of paper. And look how pretty that is. Again, different. So you see how this branch mimics the branch in here, the twig. So beautiful paper. Now we're going to get putting one together. Okay. So let's see. We're going to do this one. So I'm going to put my mossy meadow down. It's so nice to see you all. What are you doing this fine Monday? Tell me what you're up to. Tell me what you think about this paper. Is this paper something that you would add to your stash? It's totally different. I love it because it's one of the reasons I joined Stampin' Up and did this business. I'm using this paper and I feel like I painted that pear. I didn't, but I'm inspired. It makes me hopeful that someday I can. Someday when I have more hours in the day. And now the white, and the funny thing is, I'm going to turn this white piece of paper over. I could just do it. It's the same on both sides, but I still feel like the other side looks different than, yeah, the side that you cut on should be the top side. I know, I might be just a little bit crazy. So here we go. And now I have something exciting, very, very exciting to share. I'm just kind of easing this and I'm just being way too slow about it. But that's the nice thing about using liquid adhesive. You can wait till you've got it just so. Hi, Anna. So nice to see you from hot Milton, Georgia. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got this belly band, and I'm going to take the wider piece. You just lay your card on it, like so. So no measuring. I love that. And then you just press it over. Not too tightly, because you want it to be able to go over. And then just line it up a little bit. And then actually, you know, there is a tip to make sure that you don't do it too tightly. And now I do need my bone folder. Let's see. Of course, I can't find my bone folder. There we go. Yes. So I'm not going to do it yet because you go like this. You keep the bone folder under there and then you glue it together. But I don't want to glue it together yet because look what we're going to do. Hi, Janet from West Oz. So nice to see you. It's like, you're laying in bed watching. I love it. We're going to take this huge sunflower embossing folder and we're going to lay this thing on an angle, and it doesn't fit exactly. You'll see that there's a little piece sticking out. That's okay because that's the part that's going to be kind of over top of itself. Okay, that's going to be underneath. So we're going to run it through the embossing folder. I mean the die cutting machine, and I already did one, and I want to cheat and use the one that I did. Let's see, here it is. Is that the wide one though? That's not the wide one. Okay, I'm going to run it through. Just have to hold on a second. Here. I'm just going to give you a distracting thing to look at. I thought I had 2 of these, but gosh, I've lost it. Okay. Yeah, here it is. Ha, ha. Okay, I don't have to make another one. Here, the magic of I was going to say of TV, but it's not TV. Okay, now look at this. All right, let's put this away. Here we go. Now we're going to lay this on here, and look, and look. How cool is that? Look at that, beautiful. It makes me, when I see this, I want to make another card for you that shows you how to do this. So now we put the bone folder underneath, and then it doesn't really matter which end you go over which, because this middle part is going to be hidden, okay? Hi, Taryn. So nice to see you. So let's do this. I'm just going to put a little liquid adhesive here. And then I'm going to press it together. See, and now it can go pretty tightly because of the bone folder underneath. Okay, so now I'm going to move the bone folder there. And then look at the back. Look how pretty this is. Even the back of your card is beautiful. See, and you can see how it slides now. It slides off and on quite nicely. All right, we're not finished. Obviously, we're not finished. Okay, now we're going to take a piece of white, and we have a punch. And I checked. I did due diligence, guys. Hi, Lori. Nice to see you. This is the heartfelt hexagon punch, and yes, it is still in stock. So good. I'm not showing you something you cannot buy, which is really frustrating. And then this is, I did not check to see if the heartfelt hexagon stamp set is still available. So I think I'm going to stamp, I hope your day is filled with joy, because I want my hexagon to go this way. I think it doesn't make too much difference. We'll do both. We'll do both. Okay. I am yammering. Hi, Diane. Yeah, the belly band is wonderful. It really is. Okay. And if you notice that your photopolymer stamps are not sticking so well anymore, then make sure that you have the plug in the sink, and then wash them with a little dish soap, and then just let them dry, and they will be right back to their good old sticky self. Hi, Mary. So nice to see you, my friend. Okay, so we're going to stamp that just with, I could do it with Mossy Meadow, but I'm going to do it with black. This is actually Memento Black, but I used a white uninked ink pad and just re-inked it with Memento. I like it better. Okay, so now I have to be careful. This goes this way, which means I'm going to have to stamp this sideways in order to get it to fit properly, okay? So I know I'm doing it sideways. I'm not completely crazy. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's a mess. Look, that's terrible. Okay, we're going to clean it. I don't know what happened there. That is so bad. I pressed too hard. Okay, let's see if I can do a better job. This should make you feel happy that I also mess up sometimes. Okay, let's turn it around. Tap, tap, tap gently, Jackie. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's better. It's not thrilling though. Okay. Here, we slide it in, and then when it looks good, we clamp, and then we squeeze. Okay. I kind of want to do it now with a different color. Oh, okay. This will help. This will help. I have a thought. I completely forgot about this. Look, there are different things that you can put around it. I think I'm going to go with just the little dot. And then if we did that in yellow, in Darling Duckling, do I have that on my, I do not, of course I don't. Let's lay this down, and then we'll pick it up with our block here. My blocks need cleaning too. It's absolutely shocking. Okay, I'm gonna find my Darling Duckling. I'm almost done the scrapbooking from the, who did the scrapbooking thing, the virtual retreat. Okay, now there's another tip I have for you. I'm gonna lay this down on my dark paper because when you can see the edges clearly, it makes it easier to do the stamping. Anyway, who did the virtual album retreat? It was so much fun. And Taryn, yeah, the bone folder, putting that in there really helps. Okay, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to hover. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see how I did. Oh, well, you know what? I pressed a little too hard, but that's okay. Who's to know that that isn't the way you want it to be? I kind of want to do it on the other side now to see. I'm going to tap a little gently. I'm being too aggressive in my inking. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, now I'm off the edge a little bit. So you know what? I'm not batting 100 today, but that's okay. All right, now I'm going to close that up, put it away, and look at this. That is going to go like so. And look how pretty that is. All of a sudden, you have a beautiful card. So simple. We love simple, right? You could put this on flat, or you could put it on with dimensionals, but I think because the belly band is popping up a little bit anyway, I don't think you need dimensionals. And then it will just make your card thicker. And in North America, a thicker card means more postage. In Europe, or at least in the Netherlands, heavier card means more postage. So, and generally a thicker card also means a heavier card. Okay, so this isn't sticking so well, so my tip for that is just to lay down and put a punch on it. Just lay a punch on it for a minute. We're just going to slide that out of the way. And then I promised you that we would try a different saying as well. So I'm going to do sending you lots of love and hugs, which is perfect for Cheer Corner, don't you think? Yeah. The retreat is just amazing. It's such an experience, and you know that's what it is when you go to a card class, when you attend a Zoom class. Don't think of it as just the value of the pieces of paper that you're receiving. You are getting an experience. You're getting hours and hours of fun and entertainment. You are learning things. You are getting all the expertise of the person who's teaching the class. And I have to say, you know, I've been doing this for, you can also clean your stamp. Mine's not too sticky, just on your chamois, okay? You can just give it a wipe on your chamois, and that'll at least tide you over while you're making your card. I learned so much, such amazing little things that I learned. So you're never too old to learn, and you're never too experienced to think that you can't learn. The minute you think you can't learn from someone else, well, that's not good. Okay, so tap, tap, tap. There we go. Let's see how we do. I think I have to re-ink my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looks good, but it's not super black. It's not as black as I'd like. Then it's time for re-inking. Okay, so here we go. You know what? I'll do it with Secret C, and then you can see the difference. That's a nice, juicy new ink pad. Take a look at that. Sending you lots of love and hugs. Let me just get my Secret C. And then you'll see what a difference. Hi, Julie. So nice to see you. It is a beautiful, elegant card. It really is. Let's do it again. Tap, tap, tap. And give it a nice press. And by the way, this glass mat really does give you a good stamping impression. Look at that. Now that makes me happy. I'm going to hold this up a little closer. Goodness gracious. Look at the difference. Night and day. See how it just pops off the page on the right? So this is why it's important to re-ink your ink pads. So make sure you always have re-inker for all your colors. It sounds simple. It's boring. I know you'd rather spend money on stamps than on re-inkers. So then slide it in. In case you missed that tip, the punch has an opening at the one end. You turn your punch upside down, you slide your paper in, and then you slowly clamp down. And when it's where you want it to be, then you use your 2 thumbs. And yeah, I did just clean my fingernails, people. I was deadheading again. I now have a phobia about dirty fingernails. I need to tell you that. It's just terrible. Okay, let's see what we have here. Let me see. I've got a pile of stuff now. I just wanted to show you what it might look like. I'm going to show you the Dutch card that inspired me. I made this with a class. And this is really pretty paper too. I'll tell you later what it's called. Look, see? Here. And it's just, you can write on the back, you can write in the inside. If you write in the inside, you have to be careful that your writing doesn't stick out past this point. But I have a customer who came and did a birthday party with me with all her friends. She's also part of my knitting club. She's coming tomorrow to make more because she sent her card away and she missed her card. She was so sad that it was gone. She wants to make more. And I thought that's really cool. So here we have the vellum again. I tore it a little bit. So I shouldn't have admitted that to you. So we go like so, fold it over. Oops. And then we fold it again. And remember, we're going to, before we glue it down, we're going to put the bone folder in there. And, whoops, put a little glue here. And you could be pretty generous because you really want it to stick. Fold it down. Oh, I got a little junk on there. And hold it for a minute. And then let's take a look. I'm just going to move that out of the way. I'm just going to give that a bit of a press there. Then, look, see how pretty that is? You can't even tell that the Secret C isn't black, but it's just beautiful. And then you could add more, like this is just the basic card. You can add embellishments, you can add ribbon. Thanks, Marina. It's just really lovely. And now for people who hate measuring, I know there's a few of you out there, I'm going to show you that you don't have to measure much. You have to make one measurement. So I thought because we were using sunflowers, this is kind of like a sunflower. It's more of a daisy. I feel like this is a cross between a daisy and a sunflower. So let's see what this one looks like. Okay, and I will post pictures of all the finished cards later so that you guys can tell me which one your favorite is. And then I hope that you guys also post your cards, okay? So we do have to measure at the 5.5 or at the 14.85 if you're in Europe, okay? So I'm going to 5.5. And then the only measurement that you have to do is turn it over, and you want to measure it at 4.25 because that's your card base, 4.25 by 5.5, okay? So are you curious yet? All right. I have not done this before, so I'm my own guinea pig here. So we're going to fold on that score line, okay? Here's my block there. And now we're going to fold back. See, we want a little piece showing here, just like in the, but we're not going to measure. We're just going to, you want to make sure that you're lining up the bottom so that it's not crooked there. And then you're going to fold back again. And you can go, and now you kind of have to measure that, although it doesn't matter if it doesn't, but you want that to line up with your edge over here. See? So now I have it totally different. I don't like it as much. So I'm going to go a little bit. See, you can even measure. You can even fold a few times. Do this with a piece of paper that you don't like. And then we're going to fold this one up to here. So you can see that it is, you can do it without measuring, but it's definitely nicer to measure, you know. Yeah. So let's do a measured one now. You got to measure, people. Okay. 5.5. No, you know what? I'm going to do this one at 14.85. And then I'm going to score it at, oh yeah, a centimeter has to come off if you're in Europe. Okay. And then we're scoring at 4 centimeters. And don't worry, the measurements will be on my page. They are 11.5. I just want to show you what it looks like. And 19. There. Go. And you know, I learned something else, that these little lines, the little ones, they call them an eyelash. I always just say a hair, but they say, oh, an eyelash, just an eyelash less. So whatever you call it. Okay, now we're going to fold again. This is so much nicer. It's just like some people just fold their cards instead of using a bone folder, and that always kind of bothers me too. So I'm just going to tuck this in, even though this isn't the right measurement, but you can see now how it would look with a green and a white, but that looks really pretty as well. So lots of options, guys. Hello, Rosalie from Australia. So nice. Yes, the using a bone folder to get the belly band right is really a great thing, because now look, did I tuck this in? Yeah, see, it slides right off. You're not, you know, you can decide what to put in the inside. You could also use those pretty dies that we have. What are they called? Something textured notes dies. But yeah, it makes people feel, and then to get your card back in the belly band, just give it a little curve. That works too. I mean, it works anyway, but there. It makes people feel like they're getting a present when they open up a card like this. So hope your day is filled with joy. This one I forgot to put something on the back. I didn't do it on. I don't know why I didn't finish that. We'll do that for a minute. I thought I did. I really did. I'm a scattered squirrel, guys. A scattered squirrel. Here we go. And we'll just put that looks so cute. And it's not even done yet. So yeah, I think that you'll love this as much as I do. My desk is a mess. Hi, Sheila from New Zealand. This is so wonderful, guys. I just think it's great to see everyone popping on from all around the world. So make sure, please do me a favor, if you love the video, share it with your friends so that we get even more people watching. This just makes my heart sing. And that's the whole idea of it. So Cheer Corner cheers you up, it cheers me up. Now we're going to send cards and we're going to cheer more people up. And the world needs more happiness, so let's give it to them. All right, thank you for joining me. I will post this video up onto my YouTube channel because Facebook only keeps our videos now for 30 days. So if someone told you about a great video on my Facebook page and it's not there anymore, you can find it on my YouTube channel. It's also called The Pampered Stamper. Just Google The Pampered Stamper. I'm everywhere except on TikTok, but I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Pinterest. I have a blog, but I haven't written anything in it since February. My PDF tutorials are there, and I hope to write a post this week because it's really crazy. I pay for that blog. I should be writing posts. Can't do it all. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. You are so welcome. Yes, the European measurements are the same as Australian. So when I say European, I should just say metric. So there's centimeter measurements and there's inches, and both of them are on my page. And let me know. I will make single card. I have a few single card tutorials on my blog. They are really inexpensive. It's probably about the same thing as sending stars, so you could do that. Let me know if that would interest you. And then I also have a few spaces left in my Zoom class on Wednesday. We're going to be making 4 cards with the Cheers and Sips bundle. And yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. It's a Zoom class that includes a PDF tutorial. It is $15. Okay, so let me know if you want the link. I'll post something and then there'll be another way to do it. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a super day.